Now let's take care of the shoulders. Shoulder 1 right and shoulder 1 left. I'm just going to remove them from the gear and put them right below. And here, let's go ahead and add this to the script. All right, so in the man 1, let's locate the left shoulder. Here it is. And as you can see, the left shoulder is exactly where we want it to be. It's already placed, so we wouldn't need much change, right? So we do have a left arm then. So let's go ahead and place this where we want it to be. Now, if you look at the spine also may work, but it's pretty better to go straight to the shoulder because that's the one that's moving. All right, so let's add a cube to this. So to add a hook, game object, 3D object, cube, and I'm going to move it inside of the left shoulder. There it is. I'm going to rename it to hook left shoulder. All right. And now I need to assign this to the script. So that script would be the one that we've been working on, the equip item script. Public game object. Let's call it hook left shoulder. And by the way, let's also create the right shoulder because it's very similar. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it right below hook right shoulder. Right, so we'll have to set this up later. Going back to Unity, I'm going to hook this. So selecting man 1, going to the inspector, and all the way below, I'm going to select the left shoulder in the scene and look for hook left shoulder. Here it is, double click, and yep, we see it now, we have it added. Now, let's work on that cube, that the hook that we just added. Here it is. It's definitely not where we want it to be. Let's scale it back to 0.02 so that it's small enough that we can move it. And let's position it at 0, 0, 0. Right? Let's double click on it so that we can see it. And that looks about right. That looks about where the shoulder should be. We might want to move it a little bit because it's a bit too close to the neck. So I'm going to move it here, okay? And maybe a little bit up. All right, I'm going to remove the box collider and the mesh renderer. All right, now let's work on the logic in the programming code. So that would be, let's locate the shoulders right here. Game object, left shoulder is equal to game object dot find. And we need to find this object that contains the shoulder. Going back to Unity, I look at it and it's called shoulder 1 left. All right, that's the name of the object. So I'm going to paste it here, shoulder 1 left. Right, I can do the same for the right shoulder. So I'm just going to paste it below, right shoulder, just to save some time. Shoulder 1 right, I believe that would be the name. Let's double check, shoulder 1 right. Yep, that's the name, perfect. And here we need to equip it. So equip left shoulder with, and then let's call this the left shoulder, okay? And do the same for the right shoulder. Now we don't have the right shoulder yet, but we're going to create it. So we're just going to paste that below. Equip right shoulder with, and that would be right shoulder. Now let's create the scripts, the equipped left and right. We'll copy this and go all the way below. Right here, public, void, equipped left shoulder with, and that would be game object. That would be, let's call it just shoulder. All right. And the logic is going to be very similar to this one, so I'm just going to copy and paste that. As you can see, there's a lot of copy and paste, and many things are very similar, so we could definitely refactor this. But just for the sake of learning, I will just use that. Right, there we go. Okay, and obviously the left shoulder is going to be very similar. The right shoulder, so equip right shoulder. And that's it. All right. Now, We do not have a hook script to the right shoulder and the left shoulder, so let's add the hook scripts. Going back to Unity, let's locate the shoulders and add the hook script. So shoulder 1 right, add component on the shoulder 1 right, that will be a script, and the hook script. Now I'm not going to put any offset yet, and do the same for the left shoulder, add component, script, hook script. All right, now I'm going to save and press play, and hopefully the shoulders will appear just right where we want them. We don't even see them, so there's definitely a problem. So let me pause and see where the shoulders could possibly be, right? So we see the shoulders that are inside. Let's see. The shoulders hook left. As you can see, the hook left shoulder does not have the shoulder. So we need to work on that. Why would the hook left shoulder does not have the shoulder below? So there's definitely an issue here. And let's look with the right shoulder. Obviously the right shoulder wouldn't have it because we never created a hook for it. So let's create a hook for the right shoulder. To do the right shoulder, I'm going to do the exact same thing as the hook left shoulder. I'm just going to click here on the hook left shoulder and duplicate so that I have it twice. It's right here, and I'm going to put this inside of the right shoulder. Right here, okay, and I'm going to rename it to hook right shoulder. Right, and obviously I need to move it so that it's at the right spot. There we go. That looks about right. Be a little bit above. Let's see, I'm going to add the mesh renderer. Yes, that sounds good. All right, and now let's add it to the man_1 inside of the player behavior. We need to add it to the hook right shoulder, and let's look in the scene for the hook right shoulder. There it is. Double click, and it's added. All right, and we're almost there. Now, if we did not modify the script, so it's hooked to the head, and that's not what we want. We want to hook it to the shoulders, and the name that we want to put here is actually the hook left shoulder and hook right shoulder instead of head. So inside of the equip left shoulder with, instead of hook head, let's put hook left shoulder, and inside of the equip right shoulder, instead of hook head, that would be the right shoulder. So hook right shoulder. Okay, let's save this. Going back to Unity, let's press play. Let's see what the shoulders are going to be. Perfect, we see the shoulders. Now they definitely need an offset. I'm going to press pause, and as you can see, they are way too close, so we need an offset here for both. So the best is to actually move the hook left shoulder. I'm going to move it a lot more to the right, so somewhere here, and take the hook right shoulder and move it a lot more to the left side, and press play. Let's see now. Much better. All right, actually it looks really good. I'm going to pause that. Yes, that's much more like it. Now it's way too high, so I'm going to put them a bit down. Very similar. I'm going to take the hook left and the hook right shoulder, and I'm going to move them down. All right, so let's say somewhere around here. Let's press play. Much better. As you can see, now this is more like shoulders. We could move them a little bit more down, but that definitely will be okay. And let's press space to do the animation. Perfect, it follows the animation just perfectly. Isn't that amazing? We went from a little farmer to now a full knight. Enjoy, have fun.